have you gone to bed angry before?
We have. Although we have a sign on our wall that says never go to bed angry. Marriage rules. We have. We normally still stay in the same bed though, and we've never done like a silent treatment for any amount of time. So if we do, sometimes we'll make up in the middle of the night, as we've grown as a couple, we've learned a lot of things are little things. And sometimes they're little misunderstandings. So we've been trying to get better at, sometimes you say something, but you didn't mean it in the way that the person received it. And so trying to understand and fight through the initial hurt and really trying to hear what they were trying to say versus what they said, because they didn't mean it in the way that we took it. And so sometimes little things like that, we go to sleep, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, it's over, it's done. It was a little thing, it was a little tatter. This is a subject we're just not going to agree on. Like, that's cool. I'm going to go to bed, you're going to go to bed, we'll wake up, we'll be fine. Because it wasn't a big issue. We don't really have any big issues anymore. It's really just little stuff. We spend a lot of time together. People are like, really? Y'all can spend that much time together?
Well, I can relate. For the longest, my husband and I both worked at home, and we didn't work in the same office. He had to work somewhere else because he's loud. Well, we spend a lot of time on the phone.
Yes.
So I may as well be in the office in a cubicle environment for that, right? Yeah. So no, I spending a lot of time at home does have a great impact on your relationship. You can have conversations throughout the day when time permits. It affords for a little impromptu
time together,
wherever that time may be.
Right.
It is great. It really is. And sometimes it's just like, okay, I need to go work at Starbucks today.
I need you to go somewhere.
Yeah, I need you to go somewhere. So, but yeah, I definitely get that. Now, have you guys ever, what are your thoughts on marriage counseling?
I am fine with marriage counseling.
That's always the response I get from the women.
Don't mind. Like, it wouldn't bother me to go to marriage counseling. It wouldn't bother me to go to counseling, just in general. Tim is not down for it. He is not. I don't know why. So we do talk about a lot of things. He was really great, for the most part, about expressing him, and I express a lot. So, I guess he just feels like it's not needed. It's just not necessary. But I'm okay with it. I mean, I think having a third party kind of help walk you through how to talk to each other isn't horrible. He's strong-willed, so I don't know if I could drag him to marriage counseling. But if it got so bad that it was really bad or divorce, I think he would come around. I think so.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it either. And very early on, I talked with Red, but we didn't do premarital counseling or anything either. But very early on, I approached the subject with Ray, and he was like, "We don't need to do that. Let's have somebody else tell us what to do or whatever." And I think that's just a misunderstanding of what a counselor does. I do know friends who have done it, and I know friends who have never done it, who've been married a long time. It's just interesting that the perspective always that I'm hearing from the women is that, yeah, I would do it, and from the men, I always feel like there's this apprehension.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. That'll be another subject another day. So, but is divorce off the table for you guys?
No. It's not where we want to go.
Yeah.
And I think it was funny, our last argument, or our last time that we broke up, when we were in high school, we basically were like, look, the next time we break up is the last one. Like, we're not going to keep doing this back and forth type of situation. So if the issue is so big that we never want to be together again, like, then we'll break up. And we obviously, we haven't broken up since, because we realized just us being together, no matter what bad or hurt or problems or rough patches that kind of come up, that we'd rather work through them than separate. In our 7th year of marriage, we did briefly we were going through rough patches.
7-year itch.
7-year rough patch itch. It wasn't even like we were just fighting and finances were tighter, you know, with businesses, they're up and down, and some health stuff, and we were just going through some stuff. And, you know, we'd had an argument and divorce got brought up, but just thinking about it and having to break up what we've built and the life, it just wasn't worth it. So it's not off the table. It's not like we can never get divorced, so we're just stuck with each other. But it's also, it's got to be so bad and something that is just like we just can't come together on. It's got to be huge, really, for us to go there, especially now, you know, kids, and it's hard.
Business is how you're gonna break them up and all of that. Yeah,
There's a lot.
I mean, I get it. So
Stuff.
it's just the whole. I've been lately. I've been on the fence about it because I've said very openly that, you know, it's not off the table for me, and I feel the same way. You know, that if it's something that's really big that we can't come together on, then, you know, then that would be the option. But I feel like it's an easy out. And most of the people that I've talked to have said that it's not an option for them, and I commend them. I'm really struggling with that whole thought. Not that I think that Ray would ever do anything that significant to hurt me, but in the event that it did happen, you know, I have to think about that. And so I'm struggling with that whole concept, and that's why I really like to get other people's perceptions and thoughts about the whole thing, and help expand my thinking on it, because sometimes I can be really narrow-minded about a lot of things. And so I love asking that question to hear what people have to say, so I appreciate that. When we're talking about conflict and communication and all of that good stuff, do you talk about your relationship issues? Do you talk about Tim with your family, with your mom, or with your friends, or how do you manage that? Do you keep things close to the vest? Do you seek advice?
For the most part, we're pretty private about,
Except for this interview.
most stuff. Yeah, of course. She told me to have a great interview. So, you know, he knew it was coming. He read the question. He read it before I did.
He's like, I gotta know what she's gonna say.
Right. He didn't read what my answers were, but he read what you were gonna ask me. I don't have any sisters, so Tim has 3 sisters. So I would say, you know, he was meant for the life that he has now, because
The daughters.
he's got 2 girls, so you're only dealing with 3 women. He had 4 before, so you know it's a break. So I'll talk to them sometimes if it's really hard, or if there's something, if they're going through something.
It's good that you have a relationship with your in-laws like that, though.
Yes, we're all very close. So it's very, very close. Our kids are close in age. Both sets, our oldest and our youngest. So I'll talk to them sometimes, and they're great. Nothing really comes back. I'll talk to my mom about some stuff. Definitely things are more generalized. And just kind of for a shoulder to lean on. For his sisters, sometimes for some advice, if they're going through the same thing, or if they've been through the same thing. But mostly it's pretty much between me and him, and we deal with a lot of stuff. Anything that I've talked to them about, I've talked to him about, so it's pretty private.
Yeah, it's gotta be hard to talk to his sisters about him. Like, whose side are they gonna take? You know?
Mine. Oh, like a second, like a set of sisters. It's really great.
That's
and,
cool.
You know, being with him for so long, so we've been married, you know, like you said, coming up on 13 years, but we were together for 4 years before that. So, you know, 17 years together. I knew his sisters when they were in middle school.
Wow.
And his eldest when when she was graduating high school. So I've been around for a long time. So we've all kind of grown up together. We used to go party together, even when Tim and I were broken up. Okay, me and his sisters would go party together. We've known each other for so long, and so they really are family.